Well, when I'm playing against an elite player in the isolation first team first, you can't get discouraged. Understanding that, it's going to be up and down throughout the game. More importantly, you got to do your work early. Just containing the ball, keeping the ball in front of you. I mainly watch his waist, you know what I mean? Just to see which direction I have to be quick-feeted with. And just never getting discouraged. It's part of it. If a shot is highly contested, it's a tough shot. More importantly, I'm thinking later in the fourth quarter, that's going to be a tougher shot, and I'll live with that result.
When you hear Kevin Durant and Kobe Bryant call you the best defender they've ever gotten, how does that make you feel?
Oh, man, it lets me know that all the work that I put in the weight room, film sessions, paying attention to detail and shoot around, it paid off because those guys I obviously didn't have conversations with, but I competed at a high level with, and to get the respect from your peers, it was huge.
When did you carve out a top-level defender?
Top-level defender, I would have to say, it started in maybe 2010, 2011 season when I went to Memphis. I was playing against a lot of the elite pros in the league, Kobe, you name it, Allen Iverson, a lot of players, and more importantly, I got a chance to play one-on-one with Paul Pierce, before shoot-arounds, before games, and got a chance to, study his footwork, study his hunger and how to score, and his tendencies, and it helped me along the way when I was playing against other elite guys.
In 2010, you locked up D-Wade, then LeBron, and then Kobe in the finals. I mean, when I say locked up, I thought you did an incredible job against them. What was that run like for you, speaking on the defensive end only?
Well, every game, it felt like, it was on me to get those stops. If I didn't get those stops, I look at my coach and he have his head down. That was more motivation for me to just be a better defender game in and game out. As far as just defending itself, coming into the game, you got to have the tendencies down pack of what your opponent is going to do. And I thought film sessions, paying attention and shooting around, I think all that was a huge carryover and for me to, be who I am today. You got to understand that Kobe is a guy that's relentless. He don't see a shot that he doesn't like. Every shot is makeable to him. So with a guy like that, I think you just got to stay engaged, never get discouraged. Limit his touches as much as possible. If you could deny. But most importantly, just compete, man, and don't hold your head on those tough shots that he makes.
Who's the toughest guy you ever had to guard?
If I have to say, in my early part of my career, I would have to say Kobe. Late part of my career, I had to say James Harden.
Really? Why is James Harden so hard to guard?
I mean, just because of the way he plays with the whistle. He know how to get his handle off, head fake. He can go to the hole left or right, but once he put that ball out in front of you, it's so tempting to touch. So it's like you reach in, you get fouled. You don't reach, he and ones you, and it's just kind of unorthodox to guard.
What type of player would Tony Allen be in today's NBA?
Marcus Smart.
Oh, yeah.
I like Marcus Smart, man. He do a little bit of everything. He throw himself on the ground, take charges, play with the crowd. He's real emotional. Plus, he's an Oklahoma State guy. Well, all my life, I loved playing basketball. But I remember vividly when I took it serious. Like, I took it serious when Juwan Howard, he came to my neighborhood. Well, he lived in my neighborhood, and he came back and built a whole playground, basketball court, directly in front of my house. And I was getting out of school late or whatever, and I didn't get a chance to catch him and get the autograph and take the picture with him. But when he left and I saw him pull off in the Bentley Azure, I knew for a fact that was what I wanted to do. So I took it serious right after that. I'm like, if Juwan Howard could do this and pull off like that, I definitely need to be a part of the NBA. So that was my motivation.
What would you say is your proudest moment in the sport?
Probably getting drafted. Everybody think it's a right. It's really not a right. It's a privilege to play in the NBA. I thank God for that. And ever since that day, I don't know, they've been calling me Tony Allen.
How do you want to be remembered in the NBA community?
Oh, just as I am now. One of the hardest workers, toughest defenders. Never want to be fancy, never want to be flashy. Just always want to be the blue collar, hardworking guy that I am, and it paid off.
What does the city of Memphis mean to you?
City of Memphis, oh man, they had my back since day one. That's found. That's all heart, grit and grind. That's the town. Memphis, stand up.
What would you tell somebody that's about to walk away from the game?
Just give it your all, 110%. Don't leave nothing behind, and that's the biggest regret when you look back not playing, all the things that you didn't do. So take advantage of the time now, and you'll have a great memory when it's done. Where I'm at in 10 years, hopefully coaching for the Grizzlies. That's one of my goals, to be a coach, or for the Celtics, one of the two. Well, what makes a great defender is just never getting discouraged, having a relentless will to compete, and just holding it all, keeping it all hard, grit and grind. You definitely have to put in a lot of work in early before you get the ball, simply because you want to make the conversation, like as I was saying in the video, a little difficult. Show them your presence, let them feel your presence, and compete at an all-time high level. The most common mistake a lot of guys I see, they fraternize a lot. You know, they pretty much are starstruck about the stars. And, you know, a lot of guys are just happy to be there playing against those elite guys. Me, on the other hand, I looked at it as a challenge, as a level of respect to be earned. And it was just time for me to put myself in. Not only that, I'm from the city of Chicago, so I had to rep at a harder way. So I encourage others to do as well. If I had to credit someone, I would have to say Eddie Sutton, Coach Eddie Sutton. He pretty much molded that dog in me early, just telling me that I need to be able to play both ends to survive in the league. And he wasn't short of what he said, because I had a 14-year career and I am who you call first team all defense. My style of play, it wasn't formed overnight. I would have to say it was a good coach of mine, Doc Rivers. He pretty much told me that this need to be my belt line and staying in the league, holding my hat on the defensive end, doing the intangibles, taking charges, diving for loose balls, winning the 50-50 game, getting your team extra possessions, and competing at the all-time level with the elites. And I think when Doc gave me that message, it only helped me watch film even more. It only helped me watch the prolific scores, tendencies a little more. I paid more attention into detail and shoot around and the opponent's offensive sets. It helped me do a lot of homework, defensive end, if you could say. And I wouldn't change nothing in the world for those two coaches, Doc Rivers and Eddie Sutton, for instilling that edge and, having me motivated to go out there and compete on the defensive end.